Hello, everyone. Mark from Avalaunch here. Today, I am joined by Halil from Heroes of NFT. Heroes of NFT is our next IDO, and we're excited to take the time to chat and learn more about the project and learn about how everything came together and what the plans are for the future. So, really nice to have you here today. Thanks for joining us.
Hi everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation, Mark. I'm really happy to be here, and we are going to talk about Heroes of NFT. When the topic is Heroes of NFT, I will talking about our project. Thank you very much for the invitation, and hi everyone, especially the Zava community, and also thankful to them. They supported the project very much. The amount of registration is too much, too many, and we really like it. Thanks every one of them.
Yeah, right
Thank you.
on. For sure. So let's just get right into it. I want to understand um, more about the team and how you guys got here. So if you could help build out a
Mhm.
picture of just who you guys are and kind of what you were
Yes.
doing maybe before crypto, and how did you guys decide to all come together and build this game?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Um, First, I'm going to talk about myself. Then I'm going to talk about my co-founder friends. Everyone knows that I am Halid, and I'm graduate of electrical and electronics engineer. I did my MBA at the same university. In the beginning of my career, I worked as system engineer, and later on, I had managerial positions. Since I had MBA, and so I would like to put it into practice. And I'm in professional life for the last 17 years, and also I have been in crypto since 2016. Uh, for the crypto side, uh, I'm early investor of Avalanche, and I'm very happy to be part of Avalanche community. And also, we are crypto enthusiasts, and after some point, we would like to do our own project. And so I know my friends, co-founder friends, and one of them since 2012 from MBA classes. And then I told him I have some plans, and he introduced other co-founders friends, and also they graduate from the same university. Two of them is computer engineer, and one of them has master degree in computer, the same department. And I know his master thesis is about augmenting reality and virtual reality implementation in real life. And also the one that introduced other two co-founders, which is from my MBA classes, has a financial background. And especially Dave really like how Kara is working when he's preparing Excel sheets or this kind of tokenomics, and also he's doing our like simulation analysis of what can happen in the long run. So we are four co-founders working together, and the reason why we came together is we are crypto enthusiasts, and so we had some experience of problems, like there are some missing things with the projects that we are using or buying tokens or trading, and so we would like to fix this problem. And we came together in April 2021. And also maybe you remember we started talking with you in September 2021, and now we reach here that position. Our idea is still ongoing on Zava. And so this is our story. This is our story. And if you have another question, it will be okay.
Yeah. No, I mean that's useful. We're definitely seeing really smart, capable people like your team going after gaming, right? And as the gaming GameFi develops, people are quickly realizing that it requires very good thinking to
Yeah.
make a sustainable in-game economy that actually can withstand different market conditions, different levels of player base, And I remember when we met back in September now, so October, November, December, it was 5 months ago. Um,
Yes.
I was impressed with your guys' level of detail around these things. And it was always obvious to us that you guys were thinking about these issues in the right way. And yeah, and just I think you guys are gonna knock it out of the park when it comes to this kind of design, and it's so important. And a lot of people just don't know how to think about it. So yep, really excited to see how that stuff plays out. But tell us about the game. Tell us about Heroes of NFT for someone that doesn't
Mhm.
know about it. Because there's a couple of things going on at once, and I want people to understand what kind of game it is, the play styles, and then also the bigger picture around the project.
Okay. So, Heroes of NFT is a NFT-based collectible card game. The gameplay is similar to Hearthstone or Legend of Runeterra, but it has a unique game mechanism which was developed in-house by us. And also, I shared the first sketch of game mechanics with in the AMA of Avalanche community. I shared with Dave, and he got surprised, by the way, because everything is starting with a sketch. Because we need to run a model, and we need to, because since we are engineers, uh, we need to work in a systematic way. And so first we created this kind of simulation things and running and playing with each other. And at the end, we are able to create a unique game mechanism. And this is just only specific to Heroes of NFT. We haven't copied it from any other game. But the looks can be similar to Hearthstone or Runeterra, by the way. And similar to other collectible card games, our game is really addictive and also including enough odds which increase the play fun very much. And since we are in crypto, this is very important. We are respecting player assets, and these assets can be easily transferable or tradable thanks to our NFTs. And so this is, we are creating NFTs and selling it, and also people are selling to each other. And one of the NFT marketplace on Avalanche, the trade volume has exceeded 1,100 AVAX just in that specific marketplace. So it is really, it means that there's a really good second-hand market for our NFTs, and people are trading, and we know that people are making money out of it. So
Hmm.
it's really great things for us, by the way. And the main purpose of the game is, like, if you would like to summarize it, you need to decrease the opponent's health. And for instance, imagine you are a commander or general or a king, let's say, uh, and your cards are your soldiers, and the main aim is to decrease the health of your opponent. In the battles that you are fighting, let's say, you are starting the game with 10 cards and you are placing your 3 cards in every match. Whoever winning 2 out of 3 matches in a battle becomes the winner of that battle. And also our cards can be in attack or defense mode, and also we are rolling dice, and whoever rolled the highest dice in the beginning, he will start playing first. And also there are combination of attack and defense modes, and also there are some other rules. And I can easily say the fun is very much while playing, especially against your friends. you know uh, there is a last card and he's showing that the last card is the one that you expect, and it's fine. But sometimes there's a big surprise happening at the last turn of the game. So I really experienced it many times, and I advise everyone of our community member try the game. But by the way, since September we have a playable peer-to-peer player versus player game, and so people are communities testing it, and
Mhm.
after they see the game, they join the sales.
Yeah. Hmm. And the art and the lore of the game itself is pretty unique. Obviously you have these like space elements which you see often, but there's like really interesting like stylistic
Yeah.
decisions about the characters and the cultures contained inside of the game story. Like I'm kind of continually surprised by like, oh, that's weird. And I'm wondering, and I think it's a good thing, right? Because it's different. And I'm wondering who on the team has been responsible for creating the characters, not just the art, but like the story, because it is unique, and I imagine intentionally so. So I want to
Yeah.
understand how you guys went about creating this very special universe of characters and story.
Mhm, mhm. So I'm going to talk with Sue. She's our creative director, and I'm going to tell her that she needs to watch this record. And so, hi Sue, I'm talking about you now. Uh, yeah, we are more than a game. We have characters, and every characters have a great story that can create an emotional bonding with the players. And this is something important: emotional attachment with characters is very important for a game. But in order to create this interesting world, we are working with Sue, as I told in the beginning of the conversation, the question,
Yeah.
my answer,
Hmm.
that writes the stories and working on new characters for our game. And also, she's writing the stories of the character. And also, there are 7 new characters are joining our game. By the way, they are in the process of creation. But at the same time, our concept artists, at this moment, two concept artists that we are working in house. They are working with her to create the environment, which is in our creative director's mind. And in fact, it is really a result of many hours of work and dedication in the background. And also, we are taking feedbacks from our players, and also you know our community is providing feedbacks about the character stories, and they are saying that why you are not adding this kind of things, or you should add that character. So they are providing stories to us, by the way. And so it's a bit, we have a creative director, everything's coming from her mind, but she's collecting feedbacks from the community. And so at the end, the result is very good, great. Our community creating emotional attachment with the characters, like saying that everyone is asking, who's your favorite character?
Yeah.
So this is really I really like. And also I have a favorite character, Natsuki Kenta. You should see her, Mark, or maybe you already saw the lady with the sword.
Yeah.
So she's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like a game like Crobata, which is a popular game. When they launched, there wasn't much story and lore, and they were kind of waiting on some of that stuff, which I think is fine. And they've been releasing it over the last like couple weeks. And it's just something that people are so excited about because they're already so invested in the game, and that human emotional connection to the game. It's obviously been important in traditional gaming forever, and there's no reason that blockchain gaming would be any different. And really, really excited about the teams that are thinking closely about all of these things because they're just one, they're important, but they're so hard to do, and people really underestimate what it takes to make a complete game, not for just from a gameplay and economics perspective, but a culture and a story perspective. And I think it's very, very cool. It's very different, and that's really what I like about it. Is it's just different, and that suggests you guys it's your own, right? And that's what we like. Um, so this game could have been built, on a server and a web-based browser or a PC game or a Steam game
Yeah.
for sure, but it's not. We're building on the Avalanche blockchain, and I want to talk about what is possible with a blockchain based game like Heroes of NFT that isn't possible with more traditional mediums. So, why make this a blockchain game? How does it make the game better? How does it give players different, better opportunities? And how are you guys leveraging those things?
Um, in traditional games, conventional, let's say, uh, in fact, you don't own very much. But blockchain-based games, NFT-based game, is they let you keep your asset inside of your wallet. So this is something very valuable, by the way. And also, our assets can be tradable outside of the game so easily. As I told, for instance, one of the NFT marketplace, our NFT says more than 1,100 AVAX trade volume. So this is so people are trading it so easily, and it's a valuable experience for our players. And blockchain is against centralization somehow. That centralization is hurting the freedom of the people, and unfortunately, traditional games supporting the opposite. Like since as long as they are being part of the trades of the assets, and they don't let the assets can exist also outside of their medium or platforms, and so in this way they are making revenue, and they don't want to share the monetization capabilities of the game assets with the community. But blockchain games is changing this approach, and also there are many possibilities. For instance, in blockchain, you can easily share NFT revenue with your community so easily. You can do buybacks, and instantly you can share the revenue with your community. And NFTs, they can keep in their wallet. They can trade by themselves outside of our platform. Also, it has some value. So this is why they are using marketplaces outside of our Heroes of NFT. So, but mostly it is about the difference between the blockchain and normal traditional games is like owning the assets, and who is the owner of the asset, who's keeping the asset. So in blockchain, you are owning your assets, and you can give it to your kids, you can send it to your friends, you can trade it, and no one is going to say, oh, you cannot do. And we cannot remove their assets, by the way. They will always exist in their wallet.
Right. Yeah. And what about the metaverse VR type component of the game? Something we haven't talked about yet. And I
Yeah.
want to I want people to get how these two things work together and how they service each other. Because it isn't, I don't think, immediately obvious how a card game can
Yeah.
interact with the metaverse. And I just want you to talk about that part of the development and the game.
So, thank you very much for this question. In fact, we are not emphasizing it very much because we have really good game, collectible card game, but our metaverse is, our secret weapon, let's say. Uh, but we started while we are thinking about waiting lobby. People when they are not playing the game, they can see only screen and clicking on something, and so they are spending their time. And so but at that moment we think that why people don't spend their time within the game, like in our metaverse, while they don't play any game. Then we start to work on metaverse idea, which came up to our mind. In our metaverse, player will spend their time together, interact with each other, and also this is something very important. They will trade their NFTs. Not, it doesn't matter if it is the NFTs of Heroes of NFT, but also other NFTs can be tradable in our
Hmm.
metaverse, and also they can arrange their own tournaments customizable tournaments, customized tournaments in our metaverse. And last but not least, they will use their places in metaverse for advertisement purposes. As you know, conventional advertisement medium has replaced with social media advertisement. And the next big thing for marketing will be the metaverse advertisement, we believe.
Hmm.
And as long as if we can attract enough number of players, so our metaverse is going to be a good place for the advertisement. But also, Heroes of NFT as a metaverse, not only that is designed to support various of games in the Avalanche ecosystem. We are designing the infrastructure to allow the other projects take their place in our metaverse. So this is the first time that I'm saying it in this record. In fact, we are thinking something more about our metaverse. Like,
Hmm.
people are going to have their own avatars. They are going to spend their time. Okay, this is something good. People can play many kinds of game, including one of them is Heroes of NFT, our collectible card game.
Hmm.
But also we are increasing the decentralization of the our products, so people can create game and taking advantage of our tokens, and also the number of the if the our community, so they are going to deploy their game to our metaverse, and so they can attract players. They can use our home token, HRM token together, and so it's a kind of framework that we will provide for game developers.
Right. And so there's
So at the end,
actually,
it will going.
so in some ways, it's the Heroes of NFT project in Metaverse is also a platform for
Yeah,
other game designers, other game developers to come in and leverage
yeah,
that technology and community, and just grow and make the whole thing bigger.
yes. In fact, there is a bigger picture that we haven't shown it yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they stay tuned, they will have the first announcement from us soon.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I really, there's a lot of ways to build and a lot of ways to market and put together a project. And I like the teams that are making sure the core components are sound, because it would be really easy to say, we're a game platform and here's
Yeah.
the first game, and here's everything else that's happening. But you guys didn't do that. You guys really made sure that the Heroes of NFT game could stand on its own, like it could just be its own game. And I think that is what would be required to attract other projects, other games to want to be a part of the Heroes of NFT metaverse and platform. And I really appreciate the way that you guys have progressed through this. It's definitely one of the things we've always really liked about the team and the way you guys build. And let's talk about the tokenomics, the in-game economy. We've
Hmm.
alluded to it earlier in the conversation how important this is,
Yeah.
um, and it's just particularly relevant right now at the time of this interview, because we're seeing we now have the opportunity, the luxury of seeing a lot of these games launch, a long time ago or recently, and the economies start to fall apart, not be sustainable.
Yeah.
And now we have more information about GameFi, whereas like kind of even almost really recently we didn't have that information, and so that's a benefit to you guys, and then also puts the responsibility on you to be able to talk about it and defend it, and say, hey,
Yeah.
we understand this, right? So let's talk about the way that the economy is designed, the tokenomics, and how you guys have designed this in a way that is sustainable, but also is going to drive growth, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Uh, so our prime driving factor in our economy is we are providing earning opportunity to wide range of the players. When you look at most of the play to earn, the economy is falling apart. Uh, they are mostly just funding very small uh, amount of players, and this is something that we wouldn't like to have. and we would like to provide earning opportunity for most of the players as much as we can.
Yeah.
And for this reason, we will use our NFT sale funds to support home token growth. We will be able to give back what our community provides us. So this is important. We are going to share our revenue with our community, with the
Hmm.
buybacks of our token, and like uh, I would like to say, like we have like 14,000 of our NFTs are on Avalanche, and we nearly made like close to 6,000 worth of AVAX. And so this the revenue is something, in fact, not small, I would
Yeah.
like to say. And so imagine a project is sharing the revenue with the community, so it can create a big difference in our project, especially when we are going to make the buybacks. And also, additionally, we are separating the limited token, our governance token, with the reward token (HRM), and so we have it gives us have a better control on the total inflation and also the deflation rate. As you know, inflationary tokens are bad, but it is more harder to stop the deflation. And our tokenomics is prepared to give the most of the home ownership to our community. This is like nearly 50% of our home token will be distributed via yield farming or in-game rewards. So yeah, it is showing that no one is to be late to be our community. So they can take their share from our yield farming or in-game rewards. So nearly 50%.
Hmm.
So our tokenomics is prepared accordingly. And to support our economic growth, we are not making our economy a closed system. For that, we are proposing our metaverse and land usage. Landowners will be able to rent their lands as well as rent their heroes. This will, decrease the entry barrier to our game. We are working on this. We are always going to keep entry barrier low for newcomers to join our game. And
Hmm.
another thing is we will release very soon what we call Home Rush. The owners of the NFTs in Avalanche ecosystem will be able to stake their NFTs and have chance to play our game and start to earn. So this is something that we really like. And with the Home Rush, for instance, there are some JPEG NFT projects that was abandoned by the owners, and the people has this NFT in their wallets, and they don't know what to do. They cannot sell in secondary market,
Yeah.
and we are going to say them, come and join and stake your NFTs in a contract, and then in return we are going to provide you ghost NFTs, so that you can play and start to earn. So, but
Yeah.
this is a kind of marketing activities and
Yeah.
bringing new communities to our use of NFT.
Yeah.
And also the other thing, this is I would like to say this to tell what is our approach for economy. The tokens should have enough utility. Otherwise, the tokens will not have very much feature, and
Yeah.
economy can collapse so easily.
Yeah. What a tremendous idea Han Rush is. That's a Well, not only is I think it's a great marketing exercise, but just a very cool effort, right? Like you got fucked. Come over here. Yeah. I love that. I really do. That's great. So the NFTs are obviously a big component, and they've been successful, right? Even and you guys have actually done a fair amount of volume and sales, and again, just spent a lot of time building community, building momentum
Yeah,
before you ever said, "Hey, we're going to go do an IDO." And it's such an important mentality that some teams just don't have, or whatever. And it's going to set you guys up for success, right? Because you do that big event, the Avalaunch sale, that is unfortunately not about raising money to get started or understand how you're going to build community. This is your big show. This is when you
yeah,
need to be locked, loaded, and ready to receive a tremendously sized community who is ready to engage with your token. And I just love how solid you guys are in all of these areas, and just really, really excited for the sale. But the NFTs, they're already popular, and so
yeah.
how do how do you expect the NFTs and the community, to all come together to drive the project forward? I mean, obviously, it's like people have the NFTs and then they want to play the game. Like that's pretty rudimentary, but I want to understand, like, just at a much higher level, how you think these things come together to create a strong project.
No. The I'm going to talk about the number of the sales of our NFTs. Like, uh, it is close to 14,000 NFTs
Yeah,
on Avalanche, and our community is strongly supporting us, spreading the words. And this is why since July we are continuously selling our NFTs, character NFTs. I guess we are the project that has the highest amount of NFTs on Avalanche. And I, I I didn't look at the other project, but maybe not today, but tomorrow. Uh, I'm pretty sure that it will happen, and then the highest number of NFTs on Avalanche will belong to Heroes of NFT. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure about this.
yeah,
And the good thing about our community, they saw our beta version of the game. They
yeah,
see there is an actual game that is peer to peer, player versus player. They really like it. And also, we have an in house developed game mechanism, which is really fun to play, that I mentioned it before. Then we reach thousands of people. But it is not our aim. It is not enough for our game, our aim. We are going to bring more players from outside of the crypto, like, and I believe we will start to concentrate on this after the IDO by increasing the number of the team members, development team members. And so we are planning to deploy uh, a mobile version of our game. And also, since the limitation in the app stores, you cannot include many things, like you cannot let them to interact with or the system is not letting you to interact with wallets or this kind of things. But it's a kind of different version, but similar in game mechanics. And I believe that we are going to attract many players also outside of the crypto when we deploy that version of the game on mobile.
mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is all I need to say. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Oh,
discuss.
so what about let's talk about the token, the Han token, right?
Yeah.
Um, how, like, what is the token's place in the game? Its utility. This is what the core of the sustainable economy, right?
Hmm.
Why would a holder be excited about holding it? How does it
Yeah.
actually serve the vision of the game?
Okay. Okay. So as I told you, tokens should have enough utility. Uh, for instance, our home token will be used for yield farming, NFTs taken together with home token, and special feature of the game will be accessible with home token, creating new NFTs. Workers need to have HON tokens in their wallet. In our marketplace, HON token will be used, and team will make buybacks of HON tokens as well. And our land in Metaverse will be sold with HON token. So there are many utilities that we think about for HON token. And so and also at the same time, we really spend so much time for home tokenomics and with, I guess, yesterday I count the numbers. I think 7 or 8 people work on home tokenomics.
Yeah.
Dave, you, and everyone, our advisor, and also we work on this, and we prepare a really good one. And home token supply is limited, and it serves as governance token. And another benefit of home token is that it will be used in our marketplace by our users to purchase different NFTs. And as a summary, home token is not intended to be used as a premium currency. And so I believe that our home token owners are going to enjoy with the creativity of the team, and
Hmm.
also the utilities that we are going to implement for the home token. They will enjoy by holding home tokens in their wallet, and will enjoy with the income that they are going to make it with it.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. Yeah. It's definitely a monumental effort getting this stuff designed. And yeah, I mean, we obviously try and help with it because we have a lot of experience with these things at this point. But it's not the kind of thing where you throw it into a spreadsheet and you move on with your
Yeah.
life. It's an ever evolving, living, breathing thing, and changes as the project changes and the people that become involved, who are involved, change. And yeah, the tokenomics are real, more art than science for sure. And I've
Yeah.
always felt like represent a picture of the people involved, right? And what they're trying to achieve, and how they think about things. And you design these things and you launch, and then it is in motion, right? And it's plays out, right? And you get one chance really to get it right,
Yeah.
right? And it's very hard to understand that, but it is like a living, breathing thing that you birth, and then it lives its life, and people interact with it, the community and the players. And that's like such a hard thing to do. But yeah, I love it. So you said you were early to Avalanche. You've been involved
Yeah.
in Avalanche for a long time. I know you guys are big Avalanche guys, and real deal Avalanche community members. And we always have like a soft spot for that. Um, so, well, why, the game is being built on Avalanche, obviously, but what is it? What attracted you to Avalanche initially?
Um, so the first time that I read about white paper, the Rocket team, publish it, and it is really with great metrics, like especially for TPS or instant final things. And at that moment, I start to think that it is going to be a monumental or legendary blockchain that is going to be launched. And so I started to read about everything about Avalanche, and um, start to be part of. At that moment, there was no Avalanche community, by the way, not very much, and so this is the reason why I started to read about Avalanche, the white paper, and Avalanche is really very high. Many properties that is very important for the blockchain. It's really fast, and also real reliable, and also I'm one of the community member of Avalanche. Technically, Avalanche is a perfect place, and especially after the subnet deployment on Avalanche, everything is going to be much better. Like, people or project are going to have their own subnets, and players don't need to spend so much, AVAX for the fees or their tokens, and after the and also Heroes of NFT is a subnet ready project. Our token can be transferable between X and C chain, and also when we are going to deploy our subnet, uh, it's going to be a game changer. And in terms of techniques, we are very happy with Avalanche. And I'm always saying that Avalanche is our home, and also the development of Avalanche by Avalabs employees. They are really doing great things about the blockchain, and so these are the reason why we are working on. We choose Avalanche, and it is like a really perfect choice for us, and the return is great, by the way. And also, the Avalanche community is really strong and powerful and resilient, and we are happy to be on Avalanche.
Yeah. And you guys are leveraging both X chain and C chain, which is not something that you see almost ever.
Mhm.
In the early days when it was kind of less clear the role, that what chains were going to play what role. The X chain, you saw that more. I mean, Kaleos integrated the X chain, but over time, the platform chain, the C chain, this kind of got the lion's share of attention, and probably for good
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah.
And so we haven't seen that in a while, and I'm curious, how that helps what you guys are doing, and why you're focusing on it at this point. It's not to suggest it's bad. I think it probably isn't, but I want people to understand why that
Mhm.
matters.
Okay. So, Avalanche is a network of blockchains, and there is the exchange in the heart of this network. Uh, we believe in Avalanche's feature and increase features is about the subnets. Our home token is a native Avalanche token and compatible with all of the feature subnets. As the subnets increase, the value in our token will be more recognized. And currently, all smart contract related operations are in C chain, uh, because it is EVM compatible. So farming and staking will be in the C chain. However, we are planning to run our home token in both X and C chains.
Hmm. Hmm. And like for someone that doesn't know
Yeah,
what the X chain is, and what the C chain is, and is just
yeah.
used to interacting only with the C chain. Help them understand, why going back and forth is a good thing.
Yeah, okay. So, Hon token initially created an exchange, which means that the fees are constant there and as low as like 0.001 AVAX, which is lower than C chain transfer, and it is instant. And we will use this blazing fast infrastructure to provide our players with minimum fees, with security when earning from the games itself. So the capacity of C chain is mm, not at this moment, but maybe in the future. If it is overload, then at the same time our players have chance to use X-Chain for their transactions or their claims. And the only problem is at this moment there are no wallets supporting this. But
Hmm.
when there is a wallet, they will be able to use the advantage of exchange while transferring each other,
Yeah,
and they don't need to wait for pending transactions. It is instantly, they can send their tokens.
got it. Yeah, yeah. Pretty curious to see how this is going to people react to it and interact with it, and I hope they do. Um, well, okay. So let's talk about just kind of the sale and the roadmap. Sort of wrapping this all up. I mean, you guys have been live and building, and people have been playing and interacting, right? And that's so, that's awesome.
Mhm,
And what's the roadmap look like, and what can people expect after the Avalaunch event? In
mhm.
1 month, 6 months, 12 months. Like, what's the realistic roadmap and deployment look like for you guys?
Okay. At this moment, actually, players can play the game right now, and our post-IDO plans include uh, renewing the arena design and creating 3D version of the characters in order to make the experience more realistic and effective while playing the game. And in addition, we plan to integrate in-game voice, chat, and emoji chats to increase interaction between the players. And also, we are going to add voiceover of the characters. Yeah, our characters are going to start talking. Like they have the stories, and people are going to hear their sounds soon.
Can I be a voice?
Yeah, of course. But let me talk with Sue. Maybe for a new character that she's
Uh,
going to create because
listen,
we already.
I have a good voice.
Yes, yes, yes. Uh, it will be fun, by the way.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And in the process of moving our project to the metaverse, we have plans to launch our metaverse lobby screens, sell land, start using avatars, and launching AR and VR applications in our metaverse. And as an end goal, people will be able to create their own metasphere, roam the universe, interact, and trade Avalanche NFTs with other users.
Hmm.
And while at the same time they will play continuously play to earn games in our battle arenas. And pe- we are go- we are also designing and working on our avatar things for metaverse. So people are going to hear like, oh, okay, so I would like to have my own avatar and I would like to design it and purchase it. So this is something important because in the metaverse, uh, people should be there with their characters, not the default one that we are providing to them.
Right.
So they are going to design their own character for our metaverse.
Hmm.
And mostly the things that we are going to do is about metaverse to make it better, deploying it, and also at the same time working on our collectible card game, especially implementing the new designs. That is, we are sharing some designs with our community, and they really like it, like the new character card design and arena design. So many things are going to change very soon. Just we are waiting for new lunar year because the studio company, design studio company that we are working,
Hmm.
they have break now.
Yeah.
And happy new lunar year. That's everyone is going to watch this. Happy new lunar year, everyone living in Paris. They are celebrating it. Okay,
Hmm.
thank you.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Well, I want you to talk to the team about letting me be a voice first and foremost.
Okay,
That's important.
I'm going to talk it about it with Dennis.
Okay,
Dennis.
that'd be good. Yeah, just let me know. But seriously, man, I'm really, really excited for the sale you guys are going on to do Rocket Joe after. That's exciting.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
first Rocket Joe sale is an Avalaunch Trader Joe collaboration, and we worked with those guys for a long time, and so that I think that's very, very cool. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. We're really, really excited for it. I'm really excited for you guys. I think you guys are going to kill it, and certainly honor our community. I know that you will, and that's what's most important to us. And so really thanks for your time, and yeah, we'll talk again soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for your invitation. Thank you, Mark. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.